everybody, Nate from the Kraemer Life. So I'm in the hall bathroom in the 1930s farmhouse, and I'm planning the shower area for the bathroom. Initially we were going to be putting in a kind of a custom shower here, but when we were at Lowe's we actually ran across a good deal on a tub that we really couldn't pass up. We got it for more than 50% off, and the cost of putting in our own shower here is going to be very, very expensive. So we decided to go a different route and go with the tub. It's a 60 inch long, so 5-foot long tub, which is standard size. And I think it's 32 inches wide, 20 inches deep. So a pretty standard size tub. And I'm measuring here for the space where the tub's going to go. And I'm just short. It's really annoying because this wall right here, which is where the all of, the shower head and stuff will go. It's also the wall that creates this little bump out here in the hallway. I'll turn on the lights here. In the hallway, it's this little alcove here. It's actually not square, shocking. What I'm finding is that back here in the corner, I have about a 1/4 inch gap. So it's long enough. But in this corner here, closer to the entry, it is about a 1/4 inch too short. So this wall is off by about a 1/2 inch in total. So I have plenty of room over there. I just don't have enough room right here. So I probably have to notch this stuff out in order to make it fit. This will be the height of the tub right here. I marked these to kind of see where it's going to lay in here. And the tub's actually a little bit narrower than this whole area. So if I were to center it on the plumbing right here, it would actually have about, about a 2 or 3 inch gap from this wall. So I kind of need to decide what I want to do, if I want to push it all the way up against the wall and move this plumbing, which will be hard because there's a floor joist right here and the drain is right there. So I don't know if I can have it go to the other side of the joist and pop up here. So I need to kind of look at that. But if I did that, then I might actually be able to squeeze it in here without having to modify this wall. So I'm kind of needing to think about how I want to do this. Meanwhile, let me show you the tub, because it's kind of cool. I mean, it's a tub. I guess it's not that cool, quite honestly. It's just a tub. The Lamo bathtub. It won't have the walls around it, but it is a returned item, and it's on its side right now. So we got it for a pretty decent price. The inside of it looks fine. Some of the edges are a little bit rough. The flange around the sides of it where the sheetrock will go over. So I think we're going to be okay, but I need to figure out how I'm going to do the plumbing for it. So I'm kind of scratching my head. So, all right, let me figure that out. I'll get right back to you guys on my plan. All right, I think I have a plan. I was taking a look at the edge of the tub to see if it was a solid edge or if it wasn't. And the edge of both tubs, they are not solid, meaning that there's a lip around. I don't know if hopefully you guys can see this. There's a lip around it, and then it's kind of hollow in the center before the actual tub where you sit is. And what I wanted to know is if it was not solid like this, then I could possibly just cut a groove in the 2x4s to make this fit. So this is about 4 to 5 inches right here, this little piece that's kind of sticks out a little bit more. So what I decided to do is in the bathroom on the wall that's too short is cut a 1 inch groove, about 6 inches in length. Cut a 1 inch groove from here to here, cut 1 inch out of the 2x4, each of these 2x4s, and I should be able to slide the tub in here and then secure it to the stud with shims and stuff. So I'm going to cut these things out with a skill saw, and we'll give that a try. So since I have the skill saw out, I thought I would go ahead and take care of this piece of subfloor here. I think it's 9/16 inch plywood. Somehow it started warping and coming up. There's actually 2 layers of plywood here. So this is the first layer. I don't know why they did 2 layers of plywood, but they did. So I'm going to cut this top layer off since it's bowing up, and I'll maybe end up replacing it. Just not sure yet, but I'm going to cut it out of the way here and then figure out what to do with this hole after I get all the plumbing and all of the tub fit correctly. So I know that those of you that have been through a remodel of a house, done it yourself, you're thinking, Nate, why are you focusing on the tub when you haven't done all the plumbing for the shower head and for the handle, the faucet handle, or whatever that thing's called? Well, here's my thought. I want to make sure that this tub is in fact going to fit in here before I plumb it for a tub. Because if it's not going to fit, then we may just go back to our original plan and make it a shower, and in that case I wouldn't need to do some of the plumbing that I'm going to have to do for the tub, because I won't need the tub spout basically. So I thought I would start on the tub. Now, to get the tub in here to test fit it to see if it's going to work, I'm kind of looking at the layout here of the room, and I'm pretty certain I'm going to have to remove at least the toilet in order for me to kind of slide it into place. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to remove the sink and the vanity, and I'm going to move it into the master bathroom sink, or into the master bathroom, because I do use the sink and the toilet and I want to continue having those things functional in the house. So move the sink into the master bathroom, yes, and I probably will remove the toilet from this bathroom, so that way I'll have plenty of working room to get the tub in here and get it fitted. So, with no delay, let's work on that. I turned off the water supply to this toilet. I flushed it. The reservoir is empty for the most part. The toilet bowl still has water in it, so I'm just going to take my wet and dry shop vac and take the water out of the bowl, so when I remove it, it doesn't spill everywhere. Makes it a little bit cleaner and less water mess. Looks like the battery died right as I got the toilet off. So what you see here is a plastic bag and a weight over the toilet flange, and that's because the toilet flange plumbing is I think it's the only plumbing in the plumbing system of a house that doesn't have the P-trap in the plumbing line. I think this, yeah, it's PVC piping for the toilet waste here, and the P-trap, it's a U-shaped bend in the line, in the plumbing, that prevents gas from the septic system or the sewer system to come back up through the PVC piping into the house. And that's because the reason that the toilet flange and the toilet plumbing doesn't have the P-trap in the line is because the P-trap is built into the toilet itself. And so when the toilet is on the flange sealed with, usually it's a wax ring, the sewer and the septic vapors, odors can't get past the P-trap in the toilet. So I'm covering it with a plastic bag. I put a little bit of wet paper towel in there in the hole itself in the flange, just to reduce the amount of odors that can come out of this pipe here from the septic system. I'll do something a little bit more permanent because we're not going to be putting a toilet back here for a while, and I certainly don't want all that smell to come up into the house because it's gross. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get this place cleaned up and then grab Katie, and we're going to get the tub in here and see if it fits into this space. Yeah, that's the plan. All right, see you guys in a second. And we have to also orientate to this.
You need to go in first.
Okay. Now, it's bottom, but we have to lift it up because we have all the pipe stuff.
Do you want me to go that way and I can just walk through?
You can try. So we have to go as low so we can get into that groove, because that's what's supposed to allow us to lift yours up a little bit. There we go.
Just make it big enough.
Well, I thought I made it big enough, but you know what we can do is not put it in. I can make the grooves bigger each time. Let's do that, because I have to take it out anyway afterwards. So this gives me a good, but this gives me a good indication of if this idea is going to work.
Yeah.
All right, it is the next morning, so good morning. I thought about this whole shower thing all night long and did a bunch of research. And I think the only logical thing that I should be doing with the wall is redoing the wall. I cut out those notches and we did a test fit. And I really don't like the way that the tub fits into the space like that. I think I have some pictures that I'll put up here to try to explain. Basically, the way that it fits is the tub is now about 1/2 of an inch into the wall, which means that there is a 1/2 inch lip where the 2x4, the stud, is a 1/2 inch over the flange of the tub. And that creates some problems because we're going to have drywall or backer board over the stud, which means that's going to bump it out another 1/2 of an inch. And then we're going to have our tile or some other wall material, which will bring it out another 1/4 of an inch. So that's almost 1 1/4 inch beyond the flange of the tub. And that doesn't really, that's not going to look good. And I don't know if I could even make it waterproof. So as much as I really don't want to have to take down that wall and reframe it, I really think it's just the only way to do it properly. One of the problems that we're going to have with it possibly is that at the top of the wall where the double plate top plates are, the double top plates are, I don't know if I'm going to be able to notch those down by the correct, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that portion of it, is the long of it, the short of the long. So anyway, I'm just going to take out the studs. I'm going to put the tub in its place. I'm going to measure how far from the drywall to the flange of the tub, rip down some 2x4s, some studs, put those studs back into place and kind of assess from there. Okay, so as you can see, I was able to take out the studs from the wall. I was able to salvage the drywall behind it, so didn't have to replace that, fingers crossed. Now what I've done is I've ripped new studs to the thickness that they need to be in order to have a 60 1/8 inch width between this wall over here and this wall. And because this wall and this wall over here are not, let's see if I can, well, it doesn't matter, are not square, each of these new studs had to be a different thickness. So I measured down below the thickness for each of the studs and then wrote it down on a piece of note, ripped them to length and labeled each one of them so I knew which one was where each of these studs go. So now I'm going to go ahead and put these into place. Cross my fingers that it is all square with the two walls. Maybe do a test fit on with the tub, And I also have to frame in a new wall back here because the tub is not as wide as this space, and for it to fit with the drain down below, it has to be kind of centered to this space. So I'm going to have about a 3-inch gap between this wall here and the edge of the tub. So I'm going to frame this wall in to be a little bit thicker. So unfortunately I have to go to Lowe's and get some more studs, but I have to go to Lowe's tonight anyway. So I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone on that trip. All right, I'm going to get putting these things in and we'll measure. Cross your fingers for me. Let's hope I did this right. So this is an unusual sight for me during the day. Katie out here. What's going on?
Well, it's my lunch break, and I was gonna make us a quick grilled cheese sandwich, but we're out of propane in the camper, and so I was like, I'll come hang out with Nate while I cook lunch. People are gonna be like, what is she doing?
Katie adds a little something extra to her grilled cheese.
We had mashed potatoes last night, and we had some leftovers, and I love a grilled cheese and mashed potato sandwich.
Let's measure. So I'm going to now measure to make sure that my theory is correct. So it should be 60 and an eighth. Get this right. 60 and a quarter. Shim it into place. I think that's going to be okay. 3/8. So I'm 60 and 3/8 inches from this wall to this new ripped stud. That'll give me enough room to get the tub in, and then if I need to, I can put a couple shims between the studs and attach it to the stud. So I think I'm okay. I'm going to continue with the next ones, measure as I go, just to make sure. Yeah, that's the plan. I am not good at construction. I'm learning this. I'm learning this. So I just put up a wall. And quite honestly, I don't remember what last I told you, so I may be repeating myself here. But I put up this wall, this new one right here, because when I put the tub center of this space in here, the tub will be 3 inches away from the old wall. So I just built a new wall, 3 inches. And I cut down these 2x4s. I ripped them to so they're not as thick, so that way the tub will fit into here. And then I cut a 60-inch piece of 2x4 and I laid it in here and it fits just fine. So I'm waiting for Katie to be done with work so she can help me test fit the tub in here and make sure that it fits in this space. Once I know it fits in this space, then I can finalize the space for the tub. What that entails is leveling the tub, making sure that it's level, marking where the flange of the tub is along the wall, put in some 1x strips an inch below that line, and that's where the walls of the tub will rest against, and then I can screw it into place, making sure it's all level. Before I screw it into place, I need to do the plumbing. So I have a new drain kit assembly on its way. This one has a little bit of a flexible hose that I can use to line the drains up, just in case it's not right in its perfect place. I think that'll help me. And then I think later today, the shower head, or the shower assembly that'll go about here, the head, and then the faucet is arriving, and then I can plan on how I block out this shower wall here to fit all of those pieces. So still quite a bit more work to do in this tub area, but I think I'm making progress. One of the challenges that I'm going to have right now, since I ripped these 2x4s, these studs down and they're a little thinner, we have an issue up there where the header is, or the top plate is. It sticks out quite a bit more, and you can't put drywall up there. It won't look very good the way it's sitting, so I'm not sure how I'm going to tackle that. I think I may actually just mark a line, a straight line, and then kind of carve it out with the oscillating tool to make it flush with these ripped 2x4s. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm able to kind of work my way through this, but it's really frustrating. It's an old house. This addition was built in the 80s, so it's not that old, but it's not square. There's a lot of places that it's not level, so I'm just having to kind of retrofit everything, and it's getting really frustrating for me. I'm working through it, but since I've never done this kind of work before, I don't know how precise I need to be, and if steps down the line are going to be affected. Like, for example, when I put drywall up, is the drywall going to look good? When the drywall's up and mudded, is the final finish of the wall going to have any issues in lining up with the tub, the face of the tub, and whatever. So anyway, okay, well, I'm going to I guess wait for Katie to be done with work so we can fit the tub. Same issue. Is it? Alright.
You have to be straight.
No.
It's really hard to be perfectly straight.
Okay, so I'm going to take my end out, and then we're going to come back out my way.
Okay.
Ready? You got it? Okay. Awesome. That did not go as planned. It did not fit into the space. Part of the issue is, I'll show you. This is where all the controls are going to be. So drain, right? This is not smooth. So it's chipped. Oh man, not smooth over here. Oh, so frustrating. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to kind of think about this and
I'm good.
if it fits, I sit. We're off the edge here. Uh-oh. No.
What?
I'm gonna have to trim down the bottom board. Because it goes all the way, because this is on the sub. So I need to trim
Oops.
that board down. Yes. Yes. Okay, ready to take it out?
Oh yeah. I was gonna see if maybe lifting it up a little
Okay.
helped, because I think it's just because it's not even. Just I can't see, so you just need to tell me.
Yeah. All right.
Hang on, let me get.
Yep.
Okay, I'm good.
All right. Let's
Set it in the
tilt it like this, I think.
Because I can't believe it against that.
Yeah, you're right.
But
Okay. Which way does that have to go?
back. Should be able to do that.
We got a new tub. We returned the other one, the used one that was fiberglass based. The more we looked at it, the more we realized that the previous purchaser owner of the tub really did a number on it and tried to fix the edge with like Bondo. So these edges were not to specs, couldn't get it into the space. This one, however, brand new in the box, fits like a glove. There's a few little trim pieces I need to make down here to make it fit, but other than that, we're good. So tomorrow morning, I'm gonna start working on this space again and get it ready for the tub. Would you say that Nate was cranky?
That might be an understatement.
I was cranky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was pleasant to be around.
All right, but we're good now. So tomorrow morning's a new day. Things will go better. See you in the morning.